When last we all gathered here together on Rime of the Frostmaiden, you guys found yourselves in what's left over of the Frostmaiden's chamber in the dungeons of the fortress of Grimscale. You had just claimed the Codicil of White, the text that you had learned from Baelish Gaunt would contain the Frostmaiden's hidden spells, capable of cracking open the ragged glacier and finding the powerful magic hidden beneath there, that which you hope will hold the power to reverse the Frostmaiden's never-ending rime that has coated this entire world in winter. Weakening the Frostmaiden for the first time, you've been able to claim her text and can see the potential of reversing this never-ending winter is within sight. You'd learned, and it had been hinted out throughout the journey, that this may be the direction that you're heading, and you have teamed up with a member of the Arcane Brotherhood, a necromancer by the name of Valiant Harpel, who is also seeking the power hidden beneath the glacier. You learned that others, Baelish, Gaunt, and others, including another wizard that you had encountered previously, have also been seeking this power. As you claimed the Codicil, Cadillac, or attempting to claim it, Parcus found himself frozen solid, turned into statue, only to be rescued at the last moment by Cadillac placing his hand upon Parcus, thawing him and taking on the Frostmaiden's curse and blessing at the same time, his blood turning cold, his eyes turning blue, and now blessed by a reel capable of casting powerful cold magic and is now invulnerable to the cold. Perhaps part of him being part of the Frostmaiden herself at this point. As you took the text, Valian, desperate to read it, thumbs through, and as you're doing so, the entire structure began to collapse around you. Running desperately out of the Fortress of Grimscale, the skull-like frost giant fortress falls in on itself, collapsing down, taking with it any remaining secrets that were left behind. And outside of the Fortress of Grimscale is where we find you now. And I will take you there. Find yourself back on the island. Do I have audio on? Double check that.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
There's no music, it's just you.
no background music.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you,
no.
but there's no background music.
Now I've got background. Hear it now?
There we go.
Yeah, sorry, that was a listening comprehension issue.
Got it. You find yourselves back outside of the fortress that is now collapsed around you on this island that Onkajuk told you was named Solstice. And you see the whales circling deep below on the island, around the island, amongst the crashed shipwrecks of boats that didn't make it there. I'll bring you sort of to one view. I don't know if this has, if you can see all of this, or if this has got, hopefully it gives you an overview. You're at the top of this trail of this snowflake-shaped island. You can see far below down as the mountains head back towards the sea, the various shipwrecks, and you can see briefly surfacing Onkajuk, the whale, the awakened whale that you rode here on. You've taken a beating. Cadillac, you feel strangely fresh despite being outside in the cold. What do you all do?
Even though Ordella is not here, I vote that we break out the fortress and take a nap.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly capable. I mean, Ordella is here in spirit. Her player has an exam, I guess, to study for or something, or schoolwork to do. So, she does so. She opens up the fortress. It's a little bit drafty, you note, as it's taken some damage from being thrown on a abominable yeti in the past. But you're able to enter it, and you're mostly warm inside. It's almost too hot for you, Cadillac. You're like a freaking husky now.
I'm seriously
sleep outside.
considering sleeping on one of the parapets or something outside.
Yeah, you might be more comfortable out there.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more exposed, but comfortable. Yeah. So is everybody, are you all just taking a rest? Or are you setting watches? Or are you just saying we're safe in this fortress, turn event?
I can take first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll take third.
And I
I'll
guess that
take
leaves
fourth.
Robot for fourth. I need to break out my dice. Oh no, my dice. Where have they gone? I can whisper roll these things. That did not whisper. Let's try that again. That's more like it. Okay, who was up first?
I was.
You were? Okay. That's pretty... Are you on the parapets?
Yes.
It's pretty quiet during your watchful period. The sun really never rises here, so it's kind of dark all the time. You're so far north that it's pretty easy for everybody to rest, even though it's midday, sort of. But yeah, it goes without event. Number 2.
No, it was me.
Okay. You are also okay. Okay. Numero 3. Who had number 3?
Me.
All right. Number 3. You... what are you doing during your watch? How are you making watch?
I will have made my way up to one of the parapets with Cadillac to keep him company and watch over him as he tries to take his nap, knowing that he is a bit exposed.
Yeah, he's snoring like a baby. Hold on. Let me take a quick pause. One sec. I shall return. Okay, we're good. All right. Roll me perception. I guess Harkus. Pretty good. Harkus, you notice from this fortress, or y'all are still on top of the mountain, right? Basically.
No, we came down the mountain. We rode our walrus friend down the mountain.
Oh, okay, show me where on the map your fortress would be.
Ooh.
Where'd you set up fortress? Because this probably matters a bit.
Let's say is this the mountain right here in the middle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Mountain
vote.
with the
I'm gonna vote that we set it up over here by this.
over there
Circle.
on that side. The trail
I
you
don't
had
know.
no, that's interesting. The trail you had followed had initially taken you that way, but if that's where you went, I like it because that's interesting. Okay. In that case, then you do notice something, Harkus, because the cliffs that are below you, you came down, and I would say you rode the walrus down, and you went down sort of a slightly different side than you normally would take. There, you see a boat pull up to maybe some sort of like smaller dock structure down at the bottom that you hadn't really noticed before. And you notice some what looks like with a 19 humanoid-looking figures get out of that boat. And they're kind of climbing their way along some sort of pathway that is different than what you had seen previously.
Okay. I guess I'll just sort of pay attention, and then once my watch is over, I will sort of convey whatever information I'm able to gather from the remainder of their movements during my
If you're just sort of watching, you notice
Kinda
that they're kind of gradually making their way up the island in sort of your general direction as
Do
you're
they
watching
look-
it.
So can I other than being humanoid, what do I make out of them?
Well, they're a little far away from where you're at right now. Or are you going to try to do something to get a better look? You don't have a spyglass or anything, do you?
No, I don't really have anything to. I guess
You could try to move to get closer or something. And
all right. Well, we're going to end up poorly, but I think what I shall do is unfurl my wings.
Okay.
And try to sort of fly above them and see what I can tell about them from what I'm hoping is a safe distance.
Okay. So you're going to go up in the air, and you're going to go up high enough that you think they're not going to be able to tell that you're a human, like a humanoid person?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And while I'm up there, I'm going to be doing things like caw-caw, caw-caw.
All right. How about this? Roll me performance to be a bird.
This is not good. Well, that could have been worse.
That's not bad. Yeah. We'll say that you're bird-like enough that they what you see is there are 4 figures. They appear to be wearing they're walking upright. They're human, definitely humanoid. They are wearing what looks like wintered clothing, and they have hoods over their heads. So you can't see their faces or heads or anything. But they definitely they appear to be human or a humanoid type race. They're certainly tall as humans are, but like you couldn't say that they're not elves or dragonborn or something like that.
Do they have any like animals with them or sort of
No.
identifying goods that might be of any use to me?
No animals. And in fact, as high as you are, that's all you can really get unless you're going to risk it and push yourself to get a little closer, in which case we're going to have to roll some stealth or something. As you're going to get close enough that somebody might be able to identify you, but you might get a better look and a better... basically you said, I want to be so high that they can't really tell what I am. If you want to push it and go closer where they potentially could, then you might get more information.
Okay, I think I'm going to sort of swoop my way back to the fortress and just kind of keep an eye out and see what they end up doing.
Okay. They continue to wind along the pathway.
Are they walking toward me?
Not directly towards you, but they're following like some sort of little path that actually takes a wide berth. Interestingly, what you can see from where you're up in the air, you see this interesting feature here. that is relatively near your fortress. It is a circle of like standing like wall that's partially broken in part of it, but it definitely looks like something maybe that has been constructed. But yeah, there's like a wall of ice in a circle there, like a from the air, it sort of looks like a hinge, and you think maybe they're headed for that? Maybe,
Okay.
maybe not.
All right.
Uh, the pathway sort of turns a bit, and they're winding through the like lower hills and mountains. Roll me perception again from the air, see if you people.
Oh, it was bound to run out eventually.
Yeah, you lose sight of them. Unless you're going to try to like get down there and investigate further, you've lost sight of whatever that was. And that's it for your watch, unless you have something further.
I think I will swoop back to our fortress of rest. And who has the next? Is it?
It's me, Leonardo.
Well, I'm gonna tell Leonard what I've seen and where I lost them, and see if he wants to go try to pick up on their trail.
No,
No,
Leonard.
Leonard has learned his lesson from that last trial about leaving or going anywhere or taking any initiative to walk off the beaten path. You end up getting kidnapped and who knows what, turned into ice.
Okay. I'm going to put a little marker down to let you guys know where you're at. Leonard, then roll me perception, por favor. We'll make it a Leonard structure.
Leonard, perception. I think I clicked that a bunch. Yeah,
It's okay.
that's a critical fail.
We'll just take your worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of your watch is without event. You notice nothing.
All right.
It's all good. Yeah, but Harkus, the one thing you did notice when you were up in the air is that whoever these people were, they came from a trail that comes from here, over here, that is sort of slightly different dock, like a more human-sized actual dock and a little path that they were following. It's different than the. You remember when you came in here? You came in a giant, like causeway made for like frost giant-sized people, basically.
Okay. Well, once everybody is awake, I will share what I've learned with everyone else.
And I will reiterate that even though Harkus said he saw some stuff, I didn't see anything.
Okay. All right.
Nothing.
Morning comes. You guys are on a different side of the mountain than you came up initially as you rode the walrus down. Okuma, I think, has wandered off in the night. He's just run off in his plague. So you don't have a walrus friend anymore. But yeah, the rest of the long rest has happened in your fortress, and you all have a long rest.
I'm going to take a minute to chastise Shrubwad a little bit for letting our walrus friend disappear.
I was on the path.
He was your responsibility, Shrubwad. Give me a good
All right. He bends over and pops out a good berry. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they got to come from somewhere.
So Harkus, how far away do you think these people were?
About 3 of these squares. Weren't they like right here? Did they come into this thing?
They came up. They came up here.
Like this way?
I'll give you the rough. Let me draw the rough path
Okay.
for you, okay? Just so that y'all have something. They came at a dock up here, and they wound around here, and then Harkus, you kind of lost them somewhere in here. Didn't find them again and didn't swoop down. You did see that circle of ice sort of there. But yeah.
Then I'll tell everybody about the circle of ice, and I think that might be a place to start exploring.
Valian is like, we've got to get out of here. We've got to get to the glacier. But if this is the way out, then so be it.
It's on the way.
Okay.
No harm in taking in some of the local
color?
sites. We may find some pelts.
You never know. You might. Okay. Is that where y'all are going? Walking out there?
That's my vote.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just adjust things a bit. Harkus. Cadillac. And Ordella, who are in they're in a funk. All right. I'll read to you what you see as you get here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is as you approach this ring of ice, you notice that there's a giant wall of ice that forms a circular ring. There is part of the wall that is broken down. It's 10 foot wide, leaving a few gaps in the wall, through which you can see what appears to be a huge garden of ice sculptures, or at least sculptures of things in ice. As you look, they are creatures, scores of humanoid cadavers, pirates, hunters, adventurers, worshippers. There's also other things, animals, hares, foxes, and like woodland critters that are what appear to be frozen entirely in ice, sort of all standing around, entirely frozen inside of these blocks of ice inside of this giant ring.
So the last time I tried melting something like this, all hell broke loose.
Now you saved Harkus's life.
See, this is what I'm thinking is we maybe Cadillac finds the most friendly looking of these frozen things and gives it a whirl.
I think my bad luck, my luck melting things is incredibly bad. Now,
Let's start with one of those rabbits.
Mhm.
I don't know, Leonard, you are equipped with burninating implements. What is your opinion of melting and releasing something out of here?
Ooh, I think so. What if we're going to do that, what I would like to do is use the drone to melt and release something like over here.
Okay.
Cadillac has super melty powers now.
I have super freezy powers. I can
Super
freeze them
freezy.
further.
No, you unfroze me.
That's true.
You have super melty powers.
Well,
You
I think I
command
can
the
only
ice.
I think I can only thaw Harkus though. I don't think my cone of cold will melt anything else. I don't know. Do I have the ability to manipulate ice and thaw things too?
No.
Well, I've just totally misread the room then.
You had the ability to reverse the spell that was happening to Harkus as you sort of took it into yourself. Basically, that spell was going to kill Harkus, and you took it and sucked it all into you, John Coffey in the Green Mile style. And instead of it killing you, it gave you blue eyes and cold power.
I feel like I'm still going to advocate that he try, because I don't know any of this, and I just think dude can suck out the cold in the middle of a tundra.
All right, Harkus, Cadillac, do you try?
I walk up to what is it? What's in this piece of ice? It looks like a cat or an otter or something cute.
It is a fox that looks like it's lying there sleeping.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up next to Cadillac in case the fox thaws out and runs away. I'm just going to expect that it's going to thaw out, and I'm ready to pounce on it so that we have some dinner.
Okay, so I sit cross-legged in front of it and close my eyes and put both hands on this piece of ice and start chanting to see if and concentrating really hard and thinking of ice melting.
What do you chant?
I chant I guess I chant one of the one of the chants I learned when I was in the keep of Sylvanus.
Is this a quiet chant, or does it have to be out loud? Or
Oh yeah, it's out loud.
Out loud?
It's out loud, and let's say it's in Dwarvish.
Out loud in it. What is it? Okay, what does a loud Dwarvish chant sound like?
Melt.
Marcus is going to be in the background. Marcus is going to be in the background going, ice is great, ice is good, melt fox, so we have food.
Cool runnings. Yeah, Cadillac, you're dismayed to learn that the box doesn't seem to melt. But the ice doesn't really seem to bother your hands. But you do, as you're chanting, hear a crunching sound. And all of a sudden, I assume you're sort of wrapped up in this, right?
Oh yeah, my eyes are closed. I am definitely concentrating on this in front of me. Yeah.
Okay. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, the body of a fox comes flying through the air and lands on you. Just lands on you. And I think you open your eyes with a startle. And you look down at it, and it appears not thawed at all. But the ice has been broken. And the fox inside has clearly been gnawed on, as something has been chewing on it. And you look up, and stepping out from behind one of the large ice spires is a very large, very cold-looking, trollish-looking thing that lets out a huge roar at you And you're still sitting like on your butt now with this rabbit in your laps. And yeah, that's what you see. Roll initiative.
So I would just like to say Arcus is totally ready for action because he has expected that this fox was going to melt and try to run away. So he feels sort of unsurprised by the fact that something living is around here.
Yeah, I mean,
he is horribly
appeared to be-
disappointed that it's not the fox.
This thing appeared to be eating on one of the statues. What you notice on the inside is that Cadillac, maybe right before this trollish thing that had been eating the frozen rabbit, steps out. You notice that the rabbit had clearly frozen to death. It's what its cause of death was. It was a living thing that is definitely dead in there and has been frozen to death.
Interesting.
So yeah.
So this thing was frozen before it turned into a pillar of ice.
Yeah. Froze to death, and then the Frostmaiden made it into a pillar of ice. She likes to preserve things.
Interesting.
Harkus, you're up first as you notice this thing throw a fox carcass at you. Uh, 16. 16 is a hit. Okay. Harkus, as you run up to it, this is just, never mind. 17 is a hit, does 12 damage.
And then flurry.
Okay. Hit. Okay. Dang. Dang, dude. I don't know how much damage.
The extra 2d6 on the second staff of withering, do I? Is it just the first one?
Just the first.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I don't know how you make that much damage, but you rocked it. Zarya, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna move up. I think 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, from here, I should be able to see Leonard, Harkus, and Cadillac. I'm going to cast Bless on all. Actually, I'm going to upcast this. I'll do it on second level so that I can get all three of them plus me. So you get a D4 to attack rolls and saving throws for the next minute. And I think that's all I'm doing for now.
Okay. Leonard, you're up. You there, Leonard?
We lost Leonard.
Sorry. No, I'm going to summon my flamethrower near this guy. Or my drone.
Okay.
And deal 13 fire damage.
A very wise course of action. Does he get a save on against that?
He gets a DC 16 dex save, I think.
It's not that dexterous.
DC 15 dex save.
That's a fail. Okay. He'll take that 13 damage. Man, you and your stupid fire drones mitigating my trolls.
The fire drone is the tiny fraction of utility that Leonard can add to this campaign.
All right. The troll, it is so cold as you and the drone are standing around it, Harkus, that you and the drone are both going to take some cold damage. There's no save, you just do. You and the drone each take, let me put that in so you can see it. 13 cold damage.
Geezers!
That is to Harkus and the drone. Where did you put the drone, Kenny? Would you put the...
About 10 feet away from it. I guess
Okay.
I could go to 50 feet away from it, but...
Yeah, you take the drone takes 13 cold damage. And the troll is up, and it's on top of Harkus, I think, and it's just gonna waylay on him. 23 to hit.
Yep.
Does 7 piercing and 14 cold. 14?
Nope.
22 to hit.
Yep.
14 slashing and 12 cold. Ouch, Harkus.
Totally worth it.
So, Harkus, you in this last round took 13 plus 14 plus 7 plus 14 plus 12. That's 60 damage.
I'm good.
Good to know. 60 damage, one round.
Well, I'm gonna look at him and go, you won that round, but barely.
Cadillac, you're up.
Okay. I feel myself utterly unfazed by the notion of getting frozen, and so I just march right up to him, big boss style, and just clunk him on the head with Dust Crusher, or at least I attempt to. And refresh my memory with Bless. Can that be
You
rolled?
can add a D. You can add a D4.
Okay.
Yeah, Cadillac 20 hits, 11 misses.
Can I add
11
that to
plus
the one that
4.
missed?
It still misses.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You have immunity to cold damage.
Ha 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 ha.
Harkus, you're up.
Okay.
Yeah. Hits. I like how this is just a like a game of attrition for Harkus. Hits. The troll's real big. Miss. Hits.
Okay, so 16, 26, 37?
He's still on his feet. He doesn't look great right now, but it's still on its feet.
You are blessed if you want to try to add a D4 to that miss.
Oh,
I
can
don't
I
know
do
if it'll
that?
matter.
It will not. It
Okay.
will not.
What'd I miss? Where'd I miss?
12,
12, isn't it?
A 16 wouldn't hit him?
well, okay. Roll your d4. If you max his AC is 16, so if you max roll it, then fine.
Oh, well. All right, fine.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to take away your 25% chance to hit.
That's fine.
All right, Zarya, you're up.
Okay. How's he looking?
Bad, because he got hit with fire and couldn't regenerate himself.
Okay. Can I toll the dead? Wisdom saving throw.
You know, if there's one thing trolls are, it's wise.
Yeah, he fails. All right, and he has taken damage, so these are d12s. Nah.
Okay.
I think that's all I'm doing for now.
All right. He looks pretty bad. Leonard, you're up.
All right, Leonard. While the drone still has hit points, it's going to do fire again.
Okay, and he saves against this.
Yeah, DC 15 dex save.
He takes 2 fire damage.
He takes 2 fire damage.
Still
And
useful.
And then, for my spell, I'm going to do a firebolt. 26 to hit.
And it's
For 19 fire damage.
Yikes. Okay. You guys are playing it real well. Just happen to know that fire is the secret here. What's he gonna do? He's gonna bite Harkus. 25 to hit. Oh, first of all, Harkus, before you take that 7 piercing and 9 cold. You, Cadillac, and the drone, but Cadillac, you don't. You all take 11. So Harkus, 11 cold damage. Cadillac, 11 cold damage. That doesn't affect you. Drone takes 11 cold damage.
All right. Oh,
Does the drone freeze out?
nope.
All right, so he bit you, Harkus, and he's going to try to slash at you with one hand, Harkus. 17?
Yep.
Okay, that does 12 slashing and 9 cold, and he's going to slash with the other hand at Cadillac. 18, Cadillac?
That does hit.
You take 15 slashing, but the 6 cold doesn't affect you. And Cadillac, you're up. You're totally cold claws, which is a nice feature.
I'm going to go ahead and beat him in the face with Dust Crusher again.
I'm going to hit him in the face. Yeah, that'll do it. Describe to me what it looks like as you just smash his face in, because that does it. He's been entirely unable to regenerate, and you guys just smash the.
I just keep hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. It's like, Sand, stay down.
Cadillac is now possessed by an evil entity, so it's just smush it till it stops bleeding.
Yeah. Harkus, are you unconscious?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
Yeah, like beats his face in and notices that Harkus is down on the ground.
I wipe giblets off of my forehead that have just like the pulp, and then I trump over to Harkus and I do a lay on hands for 20 to tank him up.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah.
And as Harkus stands up, he's going to just say, totally worth it. And sort of move on.
Oh, yeah, there's troll leavings there. I guess you could have a troll pelt.
Oh, yeah, I'm already working on it.
I tenderized it for you.
Already working on that.
I once killed a troll twice this big all by myself.
Yep.
I go down here to the fox and I use Dusk Crusher to try to smash the remainder of the ice to get to retrieve
you're
the
able
fox.
you're able to beat it off. The carcass is amazingly preserved on the inside as you beat the ice off of it. You find that it as a cleric you can tell that it froze to death. And it's been like mummified and encased in ice.
So do I have to roll anything to connect the dots that you were talking about earlier about the Frostmaiden sort of having this compulsion for preserving things? Or is this something I just get?
I think you just get it. Like, you've seen lots of statues made out of ice, and you, through your trials of preservation. You did the trial of preservation, and it talked about preserving things, and she sort of is wanting to encase things in ice and preserve.
So I
She
understand
seems to have a compulsion to preserve.
I understand where she's coming from with this because it's sort of like a perversion of the impulse that Sylvanus sort of teaches of preserving nature, but not like this. And
She's
so
preserving by locking it in ice.
right. I attempt to bury it so that it can return to the earth and go back to the cycle of life.
It takes a little while, and if everybody's willing to let you do it, you're able to do it.
Yeah, I'll occupy myself here in the corner for a
Jeff,
little bit
while
trying to bury
Cadillac
it.
while Cadillac is doing that, Leonard is going to occupy himself by looking at the other things encased in ice while chuckling bemusedly.
There are
And
humans in there.
I'm looking for anybody with cool stuff.
Leonard, you see a hand sticking out of the ground. And the hand is holding what looks like a crystal ball.
All right. I'm going to have Droney McDronerson help me thaw it out.
The hand is frozen entirely solid. I'm going to give you a picture of what you see. Let me turn off my my background image so that I can sort of hold it up to the camera. You can switch the recording to the zoom window. I don't have this prepared, so you see, Leonard, you see this?
Oh, can I get the crystal ball out?
You're having the drone throw fire onto it to sort of melt it?
Yeah, just to sort of warm it up. Like,
yeah,
he's got a bunch of flames, so like fire adjacent.
Yeah, you're able to sort of it looks like it's melting a bit and loosening some.
Yeah, I'll work it out of the hand. I don't much care about preserving the hand, but I do want to keep the crystal ball intact and not flamified.
As you pull the crystal ball out, you hear a voice that speaks.
Oh no!
Actually, here's what happens. A white weasel bursts from the snow near the corpse and stares at you with beady eyes, Leonard. This little white weasel's just staring at you with beady eyes. And then you hear a voice. And the voice says, I need to do my best, Mr. Belvedere. Ye gods! I was afraid no one would find us. The sound is not coming from the weasel. The sound is coming from the ball that you just took out of the hand.
Us?
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And as it says, indeed, 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 Leonard, just 1 second. One moment, please. Wasn't really prepped for you to do this, but you did it.
Sorry.
No, not your fault.
They didn't mean to.
No, it's good. This is good. This is content, baby. I just have to put a character onto a screen to like have them ready. I just didn't have their character sheet ready. 10 seconds. It's like Jeopardy. Okay. Okay. Leonard. As where are you, Leonard? Put your character onto the screen over here. I'll show you where to go.
I'm here.
I'll show you where to go. You found the orb over, we're gonna say, away from everybody else, kind of out of sight of everybody else, kind of over. You were looking for cool stuff. Yeah, over here somewhere. Leonard, as as you do that, all of a sudden, right before your eyes, appears the ethereal image of a woman. She is ghostly and spirit-like, as the orb says, "Ye gods, I thought no one would find us here." The woman's ghost sort of lets out and reaches out at you, Leonard, straight into your chest. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, charisma.
If it's still in the same minute, you're blessed.
Oh, awesome. It might be. Well, probably not.
A minute. Would it have been less than 60 seconds?
For me to get over there. No, I think it's definitely more than 60 seconds for me to get over there, figure out what I want, chisel it out of the snow.
Leonard, you feel an entity move into you. And all of a sudden, Leonard, you don't have control over yourself.
Oh, wonderful.
Or you do have control over yourself, but you're not the only one in there. And you don't have control over the body. It's like you're in there, but someone else is speaking. And your voice comes out, and as you grab the orb, it says, "Hush your mouth, Professor Scott. Or we'll never get out of here. Quickly, quickly, into my..." And you look down at yourself and say, "Compartment, I guess. I'm some sort of mechanical divination." And you open up your compartment and place the orb inside of it. And you walk back towards the others, and you say, "Hello, good friends. I found nothing of interest.
Love it.
We should probably be getting on now." This is all in Leonard's voice behind you. Maybe it's slightly ajar and slightly different, but
it mostly sounds like me.
But it mostly sounds like Leonard.
Okay, I will sort of vote that we head toward the human-sized dock at this point.
A splendiferous idea, I say, says Leonard.
I'm just going to look at him and wonder to myself if he got hit in the head during all of this.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
This is just a theoretical question. Does my madness still apply?
Oh, absolutely.
So
no, actually, I don't think so, because they're just controlling your body. It's your mind is the thing that's mad, and you can hear what you're saying, but you have no control. It's like another mind is controlling.
Oh, that's fine. Leonard thinks it's hilarious.
You're possessed. So in there, you're laughing like mad, but nobody can hear you laughing like mad. That somebody else is talking for you.
Oh, love it.
Okay. You all head down to the docks. Takes you a little while to get there, and you're waiting for Ankajuk to circle back around. And Leonard, you pull out the orb, and you say to everybody, I did find this thing there. It seemed interesting. I took it." And you sort of hold it up, and it says, "Oh, thank God, someone has finally gotten me." And Leonard, you feign surprise and go, "Oh, it speaks." Tell us, mighty orb, your secrets and what you know. And the orb says, yes, well, my name is Professor Scont. I am expert in all things magical and divination. I was brought here, stolen from my rightful owner, if you can say owner. And Valian looks over and she says, Professor Scont, what are you doing here? And he says, Valian! And she says, Naslan Tamir took you from me. How did you wind up here? She must have made her way here. And he says, indeed. And then Leonard says, oh, shut up. I don't think you can trust either of these people. And Valian looks at you, Leonard, with odd eyes and draws out her wand and points it at you and says, Nas, are you in there? And then Leonard, you say, oh, come off it, you old cow. Valian says, if you were half the wizard you claimed to be, you wouldn't resort to such cheap parlor tricks. And Leonard, you say, it's no parlor trick, Valian. I died here. This one is mine now. Maybe we can all work together and get what we want. As they're sort of having this conversation with possessed Leonard and Valian Harpel, what's everybody else doing as you sort of are gathering what has happened here?
I've reached into my bag and taken out one of my potions of greater healing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make an insight check to see if I understand what they meant by this one is mine now? Like, I'm just kind of curious to know how much Zarya is deducing from that.
Yeah, sure. Roll insight. Tell me what you got.
Nat 20, 27.
Bam.
Leonard's possessed and you get it. Some sort of spirit has claimed Leonard. And
Okay.
Valian seems to know who it is.
Okay. I have no idea if this will work. And I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry, Leonard. I'll see you in a moment. And I'm gonna try to banish the body of Leonard and see if that forces whatever's inside
Oh, that's
out.
very interesting. That's very interesting.
I have no idea if that'll work.
Oh, that is incredible.
Hold on. Let me adjudicate this ruling. Okay. Okay. This depends on where you banish him to, and this may be absolutely hilarious. What do you know about possession? Roll me Arcana or Religion, whatever you're best at.
Would seem a good bit.
A good bit. Okay. The possession lasts until the body drops to 0 hit points, or the ghost is forced out by an effect like Dispel Evil or Dispel Good. So I think it'll depend on where you banish Leonhard to.
I don't know that the spell Banishment gives me an option.
You just go like,
It says the creature's home plane. If it's different than this one, they go there permanently.
uh-huh. But Leonard, you're from this plane, right?
Right.
You're not an extra planar being.
As far as I know.
And it banishes you, what, just the ethereal plane? Is that where it goes?
I'm reading. A moment. It's just a harmless demiplane.
A harmless demiplane?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna work. I really want it to work. I really want you to banish Leonard to like the elemental plane of fire, where he's like roasted in
hit
where
points.
he's roasted in an inferno, and the pile of ash that is Leonard's body comes back with a ghost next to it, and you can revivify him.
So here's the thing I was wondering. Whose resist do we use? Like, whose stat block do you use to resist a banishment while I'm possessed?
Good question. The ghost can't be targeted by any attack spells or other ones except turn undead, and it retains its alignment. The ghost controls the body, but doesn't deprive the target of awareness. So I think it's going to use yours. It's piloting you like a Krang.
It's a charisma saving throw. DC 15.
I'm super good at those.
Roll charisma, Leonard.
Charisma saving throw. There we go. 17.
Yeah, Leonard, you the ghost looks over at you and says, enough of this. But Valian keeps her wand trained right on you. And she says, Nas, don't make me force you out. Let him go. She says, oh, Valian, I think you might have to kill me first.
Do I understand what do I understand do I put the pieces together like Zarya did? Should I roll insight?
Sure.
Because
if you think
something I can try if I do.
Kind of like I think you get it. You get that Leonard has been possessed by some entity. And you get that Valian knows who it is.
Okay. Then I turn around and I say to Leonard, let's see. Where's this spell? Okay, that can only do that first level. Okay. In the name of Sylvanas, I drive you from my friend. And I try protection from evil and good. Which will work against undead. And target, let's see, if target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by an aberration, celestian, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead, the target has an advantage on any saving throw against the relevant effect.
Okay. Disadvantage on attack rolls. If there's already charmed and possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on a new saving throw.
But does that give me a new opportunity to save?
Yeah. Why don't we rule it that way? I think that's a good way to rule that, because it says the only way to banish it really is with dispel evil and good, which is a much higher level spell than a first level spell.
Can I help my friend out just a little bit more?
I think that would open the window to him being able to say, how are you going to help out more?
I'm gonna see if Sylvanas will be willing to bless him.
Sure.
Okay, then I do that too. So that means you get a D4 on top of this.
Okay. Let me roll 1d4. Oh, gotta do that in roll 1 Zoni. All right, 17 total.
Okay, with a 17, Leonard, you can feel as Cadillac asks Sylvanas to aid you, and he casts this spell on you. You can feel you regain your senses just a little bit, and you bear down really, really, really hard and focus really, really hard. And as you do, you feel yourself start to shift and separate from yourself. And as that happens, the entity that was in you slides out, and you are separated in sort of a as in you're not like one anymore. And she lets out a horrific scream, and yeah, what do you guys do as she sort of is there before you?
I cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay. What does Guiding Bolt do?
Oh, it just means the next one that tries to hit them gets advantage, but it's an attack, essentially. This thing just took possession of our friend. I don't think I'm gonna let it.
Yeah, then roll initiative.
Okay.
And that's for us all.
Yeah. It just tried to possess Leonard and got forced out.
I'm going to burn another spell slot and cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself to prevent myself from getting possessed, just in case.
Okay.
Because that will be bad news bears for everybody if she gains control of Cadillac.
Cadillac's powerful now. All right. Up first in that order is Leonard. I don't have Valian on here. Valian has been sort of a non-combatant, but she's involved in this now.
All right. Drone is gonna drone.
How long does drone last for?
1 hour.
Okay, you still have it then for sure. Okay, so the drone fires a firebolt at a ghost. I love it.
DC 15 deck save.
Okay. The ghost rolls a 9 on the dex save.
10 fire damage, then 17 to hit on a firebolt.
It doesn't seem to be as effective as you would like. The 17 does hit on the firebolt.
17 fire damage.
Also less effective than you would hope for. Harkus, you're up.
Harkus is going to try to come up on this side. And Harkus is going to do what Harkus does and just start hitting things with a staff.
Your staff is magical, so that is a hit. Okay. Okay, hits. Good.
And then Harkus is going to spend a key point to take the disengage action as my bonus action.
Okay. Nice.
And I'm going to run back this way.
Good choice to get away. Cadillac, you're up.
So when I cast protection from evil and good on Leonard, that's a touch spell.
Yep.
So should I
You got to be up
go
there.
ahead and move up, yeah, to be next to him?
Yep.
All right.
You're right next to this horrifying ghost.
So I am going to use Channel Divinity, and I'm going to use that to activate Turn the Unholy.
Uh-huh.
And it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, or else it will be turned.
Okay. Wisdom save, turn the unholy. 19.
Well, damn.
Zarya, you're up.
So I saw what Cadillac tried, and I also think I would know that it didn't work. But I think I'm going to try the same thing. Can I try Turn Undead?
Yeah. Wisdom save?
Yes.
17.
That passes as well.
Okay. Ghost to Ghost is up. I need Cadillac and Leonard and everybody, really. Everybody here make a wisdom saving throw.
And I'm hiding on the other side of the rock.
You're within 60 feet of it.
I'm not sure if it applies to this, but it has disadvantage against me.
Yeah.
Because of the protection.
Because of the protection.
Yeah.
That's fine. Oh, this is delicious. Zarya and Leonard, you are both afraid. Leonard, roll me a d4, please.
Okay. 2.
Leonard, as you stare before it, you see a look. Everyone sees Zarya look terrified and turn away. And Leonard, you are absolutely terrified. You have been possessed by it. It looked into your soul. And as you see Leonard meet her eyes, you see Leonard's eyes tremble. And his face changes and contorts a bit. And Leonard, not only are you afraid, but Leonard, you, before everyone's eyes, age 20 years. Your appearance changes.
Oh, wow.
And you've lost 20 years. The ghost reaches out. Sensing your protection, Cadillac reaches out to Leonard and tries to grab Leonard. 19 to hit Leonard.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
She lets out a wail. And you take 10 necrotic damage. And Valiant is up.
So, quick question, right quick, that may dial into that. The protection from evil and good that I cast upon Leonard lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
In theory.
So, Leonard, you have advantage on that saving throw then.
Okay, I'll try that again.
The wisdom save.
Yeah.
Okay. Leonard, you are not afraid and you do not age the 20 years. Although that was pretty cool that it could have happened.
That was horrifying.
Also, what happened to him? Did he rust?
It's like the tin man. He just sort of rusts up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't happen. Well, scratch all that. Valiant is up. What's she gonna do? Hmm. Valian, she casts Tasha's hideous laughter. That's kind of loud. Forcing the ghost to make a wisdom save. Which it critically fails. And now even more horrifyingly, the ghost sort of breaks down onto its knees and begins laughing horrifyingly. As Valian sort of waves her wand and starts making the ghost creature just start laughing horrifyingly. Leonard, you're up as you see this chuckling ghost before you.
I'm gonna. Do I have to move away, or I just can't get any closer?
You're not afraid.
Oh,
You passed the
that's right.
saving throw with advantage.
That's right. I intend to. I'm gonna hold my action until someone else wakes it up.
Okay.
Because I don't want to break the crowd control. But once someone else does, I want to unleash my attack and drone attack.
Okay. Harkus, you're up.
Marcus is not very smart. Marcus is going to run back over here. And Marcus doesn't like this thing, so he's going to do what Marcus does.
You have advantage. Have advantage. 18 hits. Does 7 damage. The ghost stops laughing, but is still prone.
All right. So then,
Leonard, yours goes off right as Harkus hits. 24. Let Leonard roll his real fast because Leonard blasted it right at this time.
I'm going to do Firebolt.
All right, Leonard, describe to me how you firebolted to death. I rolled in his damage. It had 1 hit point left when you crit.
All right. 16 fire damage just lances into the core of this ghost, and you see like flames and sparks shoot out from the middle and out to its fingers, and then it dissipates into a fine, slightly warm mist.
Yeah, just disappears. Valian walks over to you, Leonard, and says,
Harkus is so mad at the kill steal that just happened.
he readied his action.
He takes it. He takes a swipe at the robot, at the drone flying in front of him. So mad.
Yeah, he totally kill stealed you. Like he was sitting there waiting to blast, and
so
the moment
mad
you,
about this.
he was just sitting there waiting to blast, and the moment you let it go, he just unloaded.
I took my second attack at the.
That was a complete kill steal. Unintentionally. I could have waited.
But truly amazing. Valian walks over and she says, "If I may, I would like to take Professor Scant back."
Is that the one that possessed me?
No, that is my professorial orb. Nas clearly stole him from me and used his immense knowledge to make her way here. It had been taken from me, that's why I needed to go and seek out such a brigand as Valish Gaunt to inform me the location of said island. Of course, I couldn't have done it alone. Surely would have died here without you all, so Chip, thank you. Job well done. But Professor Scott will be invaluable to us going forward. It is wonderful that you have located him.
I'm going to ask him if that's true.
Professor Scott looks over the orb, says, "Alas, unfortunately it is true. I am in her service, I suppose, as it were. In my day, I was a great academic. Now I'm just a ball. Ah, but there's knowledge to be gained, and I have such knowledge to share. I'm expert on the history of Netheril, vampirism, and traits of empires. I also know a great deal about the making, bottling, and drinking of Elverquist. Ah, and you'll not find a single individual that knows more about the Tarask than I.
Oh, so this guy's legit. Like,
It's an orb
Yeah.
about the size of a grapefruit.
I'll give him back.
He says, I speak, read, and understand at least 4 different languages. I'm working on my 5th right now, although I must say that Gnomish is quite difficult. The writing is so small. Valian sort of reaches out her hand and takes him and says, Ah, Professor Scott, welcome home. We have it. The codicil. Cadillac, bring it here quickly. Let us have a look at it.
I present it.
You present the book.
I do.
You pull it out, and what you see is a thin volume bound in white fur over that is been over seasoned boards of white pine and sealed with a clasp and lock of tarnished silver. It is cold to the touch, and the fur is worn about the edges. There are 27 pages within it. They are made of valium painted with silver gilt. She opens it up and flips through it. She says, Ah, spell frost fingers. Excellent. And then she says, she looks over at the orb and says, But Professor Scott, I am told, and Valish told us, that this book would contain the knowledge to reaching Yithrin, to cracking open the Netherese city. But how do we do it? And the orb says, I've got Valian and Orb having similar voices. I need to change that. The orb says, Oh, it is simple. You simply have to go to the proper location. In this case, at the edge of the rugged glacier where the river flows out into Lac Dinsmere, it opens up where waterfalls fall down before it. And then you have to recite the rhyme of the Frostmaiden. And he says, turn to the last page. There's a poem that is in there. And it is written in some form of Elvish, but the professor looks at it and says, I can translate it roughly for you. Although you'll have to read it in the original dialect. It says, We bow to she who wears the crown. Let the world shiver with dread, clad in winter's whitest gown. Her snow enshrouds the dead. Her fury sheds but frozen tears as gray clouds issue forth. Her wind across the wasteland shears, bringing blizzards from the north. Ice-kissed flowers caught mid-bloom, beauty kept all in its grace. Summer's gone to its silent tomb, stilling in her cold embrace. All the world in winter's white, sheathed in sleet and ice, set upon the never-ending night she conjures paradise. Behold her everlasting rhyme, see how it covers all. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. Sovereign of summer's lost, general of winter's war, long live the queen of cold and frost, may she reign forevermore. It says, recite this before the glacier, open it shall into her entombed secrets. Balian looks over at all of you and says, well, what are we waiting for? Onward we go, I suppose. Professor Scott looks over at you all and says, well, chip, chip. March onward. And that, gentlemen, I think we'll wrap it up for the evening.
With a slightly traumatized Leonard, who has been possessed, banished, frightened, unfrightened, aged 20 years, and then had it reversed.
No, I like the idea that the protection spell, you did age, but then you sort of like the spell ripped you back and you de-aged.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's been a tough morning.
I kind of like that better. So you've
All in a day's work.
Valian tells you as a little epilogue, she says, that was the ghost of Naslan Tamir, another wizard of my order. She stole Professor Scott from me and has been seeking out the same power that I have been. The Netherese had locked away their great powers in their cities, buried by the Frostmaiden here for all time. But with your help, we shall soon unlock ultimate power. Willing to kill for it, they are. Baelishkant, Nas, all of them. The other one, you know, the one that was in the spire. This is another one where your DM can't remember this name.
Oh, what's their name?
Yeah, Dazan. His simulacrum got turned into trying to make himself into a real boy, got turned into a giant mush monster.
It almost worked.
It almost worked, but then he became a mush monster. All right. I hope you guys had a good time. Short game, but I think very interesting.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely. I can't wait. I can't tell you how excited I am to get into this ancient underground ice city and see what the fuss is all about.
As an epilogue here, I guess we'll continue on. I just want to know, we're going to sort of time skip a little bit here. You all, I assume, travel back to civilization on Onkajug, who has been circling and waiting for you. And then you, I assume, make your way to you're in the Sea of Moving Ice. There's not really he could take you to the shores of the Sea of Ice. He could take you back to the Bell that you were at. And it's still quite a journey to civilization. But I assume you're probably going to go to civilization before you outfit a journey across the continent over to the glacier opening. You know, sort of.
Yeah, that'd be my preference.
So where are you headed before you go there? I can bring the map up for you, just to sort of ease my preparation for like what's next, and so that I'm not also like, let's run a boring cross-country walk where you encounter wolves and like at your level right now where you guys are at. Which is level 8. Wolves are not that big of a deal.
Jeff, will you pull up the map?
That's where I've got you now.
Oh, it helps if I'm on the right page. Because I'm thinking.
Here, I'll show you where you're at.
This is the Ragged Glacier.
You're like here, at the D&D logo. You're like out there in the sea. And
so the nearest settlement then to the Ragged Glacier would be Caer Konig.
Yes.
Okay, that's sort of where.
Is that where you guys think you're going to make your
forward.
way to outfit yourself? Is out to Caer Konig?
I mean, that's where what's his face? The guy who we neglected to save.
The outfitters for the mountain expedition were there.
Yeah, that's where. So I figure they would have supplies we might need to
cut across
a glacier. Yeah,
for sure. So travel between the 10 towns at this point. There are threats there, but they're not of your level, so I'm not going to run those random encounters. Like, there's just not a point of running. Like, here's a bunch of wolves. You know, we're going to sort of skip forward in the travel. It takes you some time to travel there, but we can begin the next session as you have traveled back to Caer Konig to outfit the expedition. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I just don't think it's super interesting to run a, like, okay, this is going to be hyper realistic. We're going to run 14 sessions of random encounters as you walk across the planet.
Right.
That'd be a bit grindy.
How many rations did you use?
Yeah, it would be very, like, how many rations have you got left? We're going to walk all the way to Bremen, and then we're going to walk to Targos, and then Bryn Shander, and you're going to have to pick up supplies, and here's a bunch of random. No. We're going to start the next session. You have made your way back to Caer Konig from where you're at. Does that make sense?
I like that better. You know, I like it better than, conveniently an NPC comes along and teleports you where you need to be. Like, we do it the hard way. We just don't.
We're just not going to watch it all. You do it the hard way. You know, if Harkus wants to have an eye patch at the end of it because a wolf got him or something, you know.
No, I might need an eye patch from the betrayal of Leonard.
Oh man, sniped right out from under you. Like, but you swung one time.
He got two swings in. He got two swings in. If you go to
swing the other time, it just poofs out of existence.
Yeah, because you unleashed a nuclear bomb on it. You were just standing there waiting with, like, your pistols ready, and the moment he swung on it, you just unloaded a nuke on it.
I just hope my laser pistol doesn't errantly shoot toward your drone.
I'm now going to delay every action until immediately after Harkus swings.
I want to delay my action until right after Harkus does his first attack, but before he does his second. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, we will pick up next week in Caer Konig, as you sort of made your way there, and you are with Valian Harpel holding her orb, Professor Scott, making your way out into the Ragged Glacier, setting out on an expedition to find the lost Netherese city. All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
All right. Good night.
Good night.